Hey everybody, my name is Adam Vaughn. I'll be your instructor for AUT 212 Auto Shop Management this summer, 2022. I'm planning to post several short videos. The program I'm using limits it to 15 minutes, which I kind of thought as a former student, hey, hurrah, that's, y'all probably like that. I can't be too long-winded here. Most of the videos about the course and the content will be 10-15 minutes. There's a few after I've looked through the book and familiarized myself that you may have to watch a 15-minute video and another 5, 10, 15 minutes. But anyway, I'll get into that stuff in the next video. The whole point of this is just to introduce myself to all of you, and as you can see on the screen, I've not put a lot in the Moodle at this point in time. So today is May the 14th. I've got about 11 days, and I do have I've probably got 80% of what I want you all to do in this class ready to be put into Moodle. Just haven't made the move yet. One word of warning just right from the get-go here. We are doing 3 credit, 3 contact hour course in about 3.5 weeks. So mathematically, that is traditionally a class would be 16 weeks for 3 hours a week, so it would be 48 hours of coursework. Do not get behind, do not procrastinate. Doing 48 hours worth of schoolwork in a little over 3 weeks is going to be challenging. You'll find me pretty easy to get along with. I'll answer questions. We'll do a lot with discussion boards. Quite frankly, the content of the course is not, it is what you make of it. Falling behind is where you're getting in trouble. The content of the course is not tremendously tough. We'll do a lot of things with Excel, and there is some book work. There'll be some lectures, and there will be quizzes and tests. But again, I'll outlay the class a little bit better in the next video. So again, my name is Adam Vaughn, and I just kind of wanted to tell you a little bit about me, where I came from. I live in Mount Airy, North Carolina. So when I was 14 and a half, I started working at a little place right there, Odell's Sandwich Shop. If you've never heard of it, it's kind of like a Sonic. It's a drive-in type place. You pull up, you push a button, you order your food, somebody brings it out there to you, and you pay the car hop. So that place has been there since the early 1960s. Still does really good business, and as luck would have it, my daughter, who is 20, is working there now and has been for a couple of years. So that's a small town USA tradition, I guess, there. But I worked there up until the year 2000. So I graduated high school in 1995, and in 2000 I finished at Surrey with a 2-year degree in automotive systems technology. It didn't take me 5 years to get a 2-year degree, but maybe some of y'all can relate to this. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I think I'm 1 semester away from having an accounting degree. I took some computer electronics classes, and with the accounting stuff, I just thought, goodness, I like to work with my hands, and I like to problem solve and fix things, and I just hit a point of, this isn't what I want to do, and that's fine. I've tried to tell my kids the same thing. Sometimes you don't know what you want to do until you figure out a few things that you don't want to do. So keep that in mind. I mean, y'all are, if I understand the structure, y'all are probably, you've probably been students for a year now, most of you, even though there's no prerequisite to this course. I'd figure you're 2 semesters deep and getting to the point now of like, is this what I want to do? So anyway, in 2000, I left Odell's and I went to work at a place that was called Bob Neal Pontiac GMC. Now, don't be alarmed by this picture here. I'm not quite that old. But in 2004, right around there, we were bought out by Flo, and they dropped Pontiac, so it was just Flo Buick GMC. I started off there in 2000 like most of y'all probably will, oil changes, brake jobs, and just naturally kind of progressed and started doing some drivability, started doing check engine lights and coolant leaks and things of that nature. And then they came to me and they said, we want you to do transmissions. And I said, no. So they hired somebody to come in and do them. And he lasted a couple of months and he left, and they came to me and they said, we really want you to do these. And I said, no. I mean, I had seen the horror of that, a four-wheel drive, transfer case, all that out. You mess up one little piece, one little seal inside of there, and you get to redo it. And I said, no, I don't want to do it. So they got another guy from in-house to start doing them, and he done them for about a month, and it's just, he was not working out. So the third time they came to me and said, we want you to do transmissions, I said no. They said, yeah, we've got you signed up for school here in a couple of weeks. So anyhow, the last couple of years there, done just about all of the automatic or manual transmission work. So when I decided I wanted to work on cars, I wanted to do everything from the front bumper to the rear, and I can honestly say that I did that. I've rebuilt engines, lots of transmissions, front differentials, rear differentials, transfer cases, a lot of computer and electrical stuff. I'm not trying to toot my horn here or nothing, but I enjoyed it, and for the most part done really well with it. In 2005, my former instructor at Surrey Community called me, and they wanted him to do some back to industry training. They wanted all the instructors to go work somewhere in their field for a couple of weeks. So he came and worked with me for 2 weeks, and I asked him one day, I said, well, what does it take to teach a class? He said, well, you got to be ASE certified in whatever class you're teaching, and you've got to have a 2-year degree. I said, okay. I'm just kind of wondering. So a few weeks later he called me and he said, you still want to teach? And I was like, well, what are you talking about? And he said, well, I need somebody to do a night class. I said, okay, I'll give it a try. So for 2 years, I done night classes 2 nights a week. And then in 2007, I got a phone call and said, hey, we'd really like to have you here full time. Now, I don't know if any of you know this or not, but teaching does not generally pay that great. And it was a tough decision, but I thought, you know what, okay, I can do that. So 2007 I started working at Surrey Community College as a full-time automotive instructor, and held on to that for a long time, up until, let's see, 2018. I didn't leave Surrey, but they made me a division chair. So I was over several different programs. Let me see if I can remember them all. Automotive, auto body, machining, mechatronics, which is like robotics, y'all probably know that, electrical, electronics, HVAC, welding, I'm leaving one of them out, drafting. So anyway, it was a rather tough job, and it was really my start to managing. You know, it was an administrative, decision-making, fast-paced, pretty difficult job. And about 1.5 years ago, well, actually 2.5 years ago, the college underwent some changes, and things were just kind of, it just wasn't like it was. And I grew to where I didn't love the job anymore. I loved helping students. I always lived for doing anything I could for any of them, and that was great about the job, was being able to really feel like you're helping, not just teaching automotive, but I feel like I helped a lot of students along the way. But a new opportunity presented itself 1 year and 3 months ago, and that was with a company called Altech. You may have heard of it and you may not have. I always thought it was called Alltech, but it's Altech because its corporate office is in Alabama. I went by there one day really looking to see what they needed from our graduates, and they do a lot of machining, well, a little machining. They do a lot of welding, fabricating. They take truck chassis and turn them into boom trucks or line trucks. So pull one of those up here. Call it a platform truck. Yeah, see, I've probably seen these working on your power lines or whatever. I always called it a bucket truck, but they actually call it a platform truck. We work on those, and we also do a whole lot of digger derricks. There's one of those. I work in the service center, so it's kind of a separate thing. At the facility in Mount Airy, they take truck chassis and they turn them into we do some digger derricks, but most of what they do there in Mount Airy is platform trucks, and really more than I could ever fit into the last few minutes that I've got of video here. But in the service center, we do not do any building, or very little building. Most of what we do is fixing. We repair. No matter what the problem is with the trucks, we fix the trucks. And so I run the service shop. We have 14 technicians. It's a lot like a dealership, other than what we're working on is, obviously different. Digger derricks, platform trucks, wood chippers. We've worked on tractors. We do about anything. And on these trucks here, while we specialize in the digger derrick part, or the platform and the boom and all of those things, we still do some chassis work. We still do brakes. And so my experience at that shop is truly managerial. It's my title is shop supervisor, and I report to the service manager, but my day-to-day operation there is running the shop. So if I hired one of you guys and you're working for me now, I have to keep all of my men busy. Every truck that comes in, I write it up. So when a truck comes in, whether it's the auger is the strap is broken, the bolt's missing, the pin's gone, the jibs, whatever's going on, I write it up for the customer complaint. I write up other things I find wrong with the truck. I take that and we generate a service repair ticket, and I give that to my guys. So it's a intricate balance between keeping the trucks that are coming in written up versus keeping all my guys in the shop busy versus closing out the tickets of completed work. So I'll talk about that more as we get into managing and time management and handling employees and things of that nature. But when my boss is screaming, hey, we need to close this ticket, and I've got a guy in the shop, hey, I need something to do, but I've got 5 trucks outside I need to write up, it's really hard to figure out, man, which one of these should I be doing? Like, I got to keep the boss happy, but I got to keep my men busy, but I can't keep them busy without writing these trucks up outside. So anyway, the job is really challenging, but it's really, really rewarding. It's nice to see all these trucks. Pike is really big in our area, and Duke Power, AEP. It's nice to feel like we're doing our part to kind of keep the lights on, so I like the job. I take a lot of pride in it. I have no plans of going anywhere else. Anyway, I've been about long-winded enough. Let's see, what else can I fit in here in the last couple of minutes? I told you I live in Mount Airy. I'm 44. My kids are about grown. One more thing, and I'll try to remind you all of this in the next video. I do work full-time, so throughout the course of this class, I'll answer emails and discussion boards and things of that nature as best I can here through the next few weeks. But if you email me at 9 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the evening, you will not get a response until I get home. My time's there if we're not doing overtime, and I can't even see that far into the future. 7 o'clock in the morning until 3:30 is our standard time, but we do a lot of overtime. So by the time that this class starts, I may be doing overtime, and it may be 5, 6, 7 o'clock before I get home. But I will communicate that with all of you. I just wanted to finish up the introduction video by telling you, hey, try to be mindful of my time too. I want you all to succeed in the class, but when you have questions, when you have problems, if you wait until, if I've got a test that's due at midnight and you wait until 11 o'clock at night and you take it and something went wrong, understand that I'm not going to be awake at 11 o'clock at night. I'll put in the syllabus that will be posted in Moodle, the times of availability, and in those times I'll be glad to meet with you, talk with you, do anything I can to help you. But there will be scheduled times, and there's not a whole lot of leeway there because I simply just cannot. Anyway, 14 minutes and 30 seconds in, this will be the end of the first video, and I guess that's a wrap. Thanks, guys.